Hi, my name is Oliver. Hi, my name is Oliver and I am here today with my mum and dad and my brothers Leo and Harry. I am here to talk to you about me and FOP. Have you ever been told you're 1 in a million? Well, people with FOP are actually rarer than that. They're around 1 in 1.3 million. FOP is a rare genetic condition. There are around 55 known people affected with the condition in the UK and about 800 to 900 people in the world. When I was born, everyone was so excited. My mum and dad tell me I was very cute. Then, when I was 13 months old, I was diagnosed with FOP. My mum and dad's world fell apart. FOP is one of the rarest and most disabling genetic conditions known to medicine. It causes the soft, connective tissue of the body to turn into new bone. When that occurs over or near a joint, it restricts the person's movements. This new bone or
ossification
within a muscle can mean that it is not able to give enough to allow the person to move a joint. Over time, they will lose movement throughout their body, eventually imprisoning them in a second skeleton. It is painful, debilitating and distressing. At present, there is no known treatment or cure. However, clinical trials are underway with hope for treatment in the future. When I was born, I looked completely healthy apart from my funny toes. The doctors didn't know why they were like that, and they even tried to straighten them with special slippers. When I was about 3 months old, an unusual lump appeared on the back of my head. Again, the doctors didn't know what it was. Since I hadn't been diagnosed at 9 months, I had the lump removed. We later learned that I shouldn't have done that, but I was lucky there was no FOP fallout. The average life expectancy for those with FOP is just over 40 years of age, and they can expect to have serious restrictions within their first or second decade of life. Painful swellings that look like tumours develop on the back, neck, back and shoulders, which mature into bone. The variable nature of FOP means the health of a child with FOP can coolly change overnight with no reason or warning. Swellings can spontaneously occur and ultimately cause irreparable damage. The resulting bone growth cannot be removed with surgery, as that in itself causes a body trauma, thus triggering further flare-ups. Just as a child is discovering what they can do, the mobility of the arm, leg or neck can be snatched away from them overnight forever. If a person with FOP suffers a knock, bump or fall or impact into the muscle, it can trigger an FOP flare-up or swelling. This means that some people with FOP are not allowed or choose not to do certain activities. Even immunizations into the muscle can trigger a flare response. Flares are often very painful and can last a few days, weeks or even longer. This is very little a child with FOP or their parent can do to prevent any fallout except wait and hope. Over time, as the flare subsides, new bone may have grown, and where this occurs over a joint or within a muscle, they will lose some or more of their mobility. Stephen Fry explains more about FOP in this video.
Meet Oliver. He's 1 in 2 million because his muscles will gradually turn to bone. Eventually, he'll become a human statue, a healthy mind, locked in a frozen body. Oliver has FOP, FOP. There's no known cure, and surgically removing bone only causes more to grow. Falls and bumps can cause sudden bone growth. Flu can cause growth that restricts the lungs. But there is hope because researchers at Oxford University are pursuing potential cures. That hope is now under threat, and Oliver's friends need to raise funds, or the research may come to an end. Could you be a friend to Oliver? Please, if you can, donate. It's a small, low-cost research project which also aids other conditions such as fractures, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, and many common military injuries. One day, Oliver's parents will tell him of his condition. Let's make sure they can also tell him that there is hope, and he's not alone. Thank you.
I've been lucky. So far, FOP hasn't really had a physical impact on me. However, FOP has not been so kind to some of my friends. If you didn't see my toes, you might never know I was any different to you. My mum and dad let me do a lot of cool stuff, but don't tell them I said that. I got a new bike this year and passed my level 1 bike ability. Did you notice anything remarkable about any of those photos? No, because I was doing just what any other 10-year-old would like to do. Some parents of FOP children try to protect their children by not letting them do certain things like play football, ride a bike or run around. They think that if their child doesn't do risky things, then they won't get hurt and they won't have a flare-up. I think I'm pretty lucky because my mum and dad don't think like that. They let me do anything. They know that I am more likely to fall over my own feet. Anyhow, the cool and progressive nature of FOP means I could just get a flare-up anytime for no reason, so I may as well do stuff and have fun while I can. What about these next photos? What makes them special? Did you guess? I have my arms and legs outstretched. Many children who have FOP and are much younger than me are not able to do this. Their arms are locked into position. They can't lift their arms at all, never again. They can't ride a bike, they can't put their own socks on, they can't feed themselves. This is the cruelty that is living with FOP. Some children with FOP have to use a wheelchair. They can also be in a lot of pain and it can prevent them from joining in with their friends. FOP sucks. Even though I've been lucky and haven't lost my mobility, I still have to live every day wondering if and when FOP will strike. Some days that can be really tough for me and my family. At the moment there is no treatment and no cure. However, my friends and I do have hope because there are not 1 but 2 clinical trials underway and a 3rd one is going to start very soon. Some of my friends are on the trials. I think they are brave because they have to take new medicine every day and have their blood taken from time to time. We have the most amazing doctors and nurses who look after us. I'm sure you're thinking, why don't the doctors just remove the new bone growth to release the joint so the person with FOP can regain their movement? Because by operating on a patient with FOP, you cause trauma to the body and the body's reaction to that trauma is, yes, you guessed it, to grow more bone. If I had been diagnosed sooner, they never would have removed the lump from my head. One day, the doctors hope that when they have discovered a treatment for FOP, patients will be able to take it and it will then allow surgeons to remove some of the excess FOP bone. Fortunately, this science is many years away. Although the physical impact FOP is painful and cruel, It also has a significant impact on the mental well-being of people with FOP as well as their families. Many people with FOP also suffer from anxiety and depression. Being dependent on someone to care for you day in and day out can be difficult. It can be frustrating being totally reliant on someone else to take you out of the house, to go to places. It also causes frustration and loneliness. One of the good things about FOP is I've met lots of amazing people and made lots of friends. This is our good friend Robin. He has to be in a wheelchair all the time. And this is Erin. Complications due to her FOP has meant she had to spend over a year in hospital. She went back home earlier this year and is back with her family. She has just celebrated Thanksgiving at home and is now looking forward to Christmas. So, who is FOP, friends? So, when my mum and dad were told I had FOP, there was no charity and nobody knew anything about the condition. They were all alone. There was no information available to help them understand and come to terms with the diagnosis. They wanted to start fundraising to raise money to support the research team at Oxford University who are trying to find a treatment and cure. They also wanted to make sure that other mums and dads had someone to talk to when they were told the devastating news that their child had an incurable disease. And FOP Friends was born. We have been a registered charity since 2012, and we are known and respected around the world. Since our charity began, we have raised over £700,000 to support the research to find a treatment and cure and support the families affected by FOP. The charity and its families have held lots of fundraisers over the years. We held a swimathon to raise money and awareness, and Radio 1's Katie Thistleton came along to support us. She also did Celebrity Mastermind for all of us. And Children in Need funded a family weekend at Centre Park so that all the children and their families could hang out together. In January, my mum and dad were recognised by 10 Downing Street for their work for the charity. We are a very small charity that makes a very big impact. You can help us by telling people about our visit today. We all hope that a treatment and a cure for FOP comes in time to make a real difference for me and all my FOP friends. Thank you for listening.